So what we have here is a 2017 Gehl RT210. It's got the little Yanmar 4-cylinder engine. So this one came in with a throttle issue, wasn't wanting to rev up. So diagnosed it to a failing injection pump. It would rev up, but after about half throttle, it was starting to starve for fuel. So these have a single lifter CP4 pump, common what's on the Ford 6.7 that fail. As you can see, we've got one single lifter here rather than the dual. Right there, let me see, it'll adjust. CP4. So these, we've done, I don't know, probably a dozen of these, and they never really glitter bomb the system. They just get like a few metal shavings in them, and then they just lose their upper end power. So this one, like I said, still running drove in here, just anything more than half throttle, didn't like it. So I'm going to do a video on how to replace this pump on this machine now though. RT165, 175, and 210, pretty much the same thing. So I'll use this same, not the same part number pump, but same pump. So this video will suit all you guys. We're going to do it no time lapse, just be straight time, so you guys will be able to see every little thing that we do. So first thing, open the hatch. Open that, and then see if I can show you guys where this pump is going to be at. So the pump is down there by the oil fill cap. Light's a little bright, but yeah, right down there. So luckily Yanmar puts a little 4-bolt plate down here on the timing cover, so you can take them 4 bolts off, and then the pump nut's right there. The gear stays in there. You just spin the engine over until the dots line up, and then super simple. There's 3 bolts on the back of the pump, and you've got your fuel inlet, fuel return, and then you got your 1 pressure line going to the rail, and then your fuel temp switch. So this is a very simple job. You'll have maybe, never done before, probably 2 hours, 3 hours. We've done a bunch of them, so like an hour job, no big deal. We do silicone back on that that timing cover, injection pump cover there. So we'll get started with this and walk you guys through it as we go. Alright, so I think I got the camera in a good spot. First things first, I take off the fan shroud. And the reason I do this is to gain more access in here. Okay. Might get a little loud. You do not have to take the upper radiator hose off to get this out. Like, just do what I just done. Lay it off to the side. Get that completely out of the way. Fan bolts are 14mm. Just a heads up, these timing cover bolts have a rubber washer. The 4 of these do. So don't get those mixed up. Pecking hammer. Oh. That's your timing cover. Access plate right there. It's just siliconed on, so we'll clean it off here in a little bit. Get this fuel line out of the way. Right down there is your pump. And a good quick way to diagnose this is pop that inlet metering valve out. It's just 2 Torx bolts. And if there's any debris on it, the pump's trashed. So what I'm doing now is taking the fuel lines off. Put these up out of the way. Squeeze clamp. There's not a lot of camera angles, so I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm getting. So you got your fuel supply hose, which goes to the fuel supply on the pump. Now I'm doing the return off the pump, and this was your fuel return off the injectors going into here. Gosh dang. There we go. get that one up out of the way. Make sure you guys still see down in there. Stop these two. So now what I'm doing is undoing the high pressure fuel line off the back of the pump. Make sure I'm out of the way. Now I'm going to do it off the rail. It helps if you break both nuts loose first, and then you can thread them off with your fingers. Right here, this is how that line is positioned in here. Pump head right here, injection rail right there, just like that. That's reusable. I like to use a long pick to get down there on that fuel temp pigtail. There we go. So everything is undone off the pump other than, so we got the fuel temp undone, the injection supply line to the rail undone, the fuel supply to the pump undone, and the return off the pump up to the rail return is undone, and the inlet metering valve unplugged. So now we're just going to get the pump in time, which in time, normally what I do is just put the keyway up on the pump and then push pump out. We'll get the 3 nuts off the back. There's the marker. Now we'll see if I can get a sock on this pulley. Get the dirt out of that pulley. the socket. Okay, 21. Okay, now 21's 19. Sorry guys, I thought I remembered what size that was, but I did not. It's so full of dirt. It is a 19. Real close. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys kind of here what I'm doing. Trying to get it in time here. Drop you guys. There's a blue dot. Well, it's actually a round indention in the gear dot, but someone dabbed it with blue. So you just line up the dot to dot, and it is in time. So now we can go ahead and zip that nut off there, and then do the pump bolts. .27 millimeter. Oh shit! I just turned over. Damn, it did. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Now you'll have this pump ratchet to loosen, and you'll have this one on loosen. And you just kind of hold them both together there. Be careful, do not drop. So you got this nut, and there's a washer. Lock washer. Do not drop that in the crankcase. Okay. So now we're good to do the 3 pump bolts in the back. They feel like a 10mm. Most likely a 12, knowing the more. Yep, they're 12. They're 12mm. So this is what I'm taking out. 12mm bolt, and there should be 3 of them around the back of the pump. Now I will say, lining up the pump is not crucial. I mean, yeah, they do have timing marks from the factory, but it's a common rail. That pump is just supplying pressure to the rail. The computer fires the injectors in accordance to timing. So, but it is ideal to get the pump in time so it's on a compression stroke, pumping fuel to the rail as an injector is firing. But it's not, you don't have to. So if you can't find the timing mark, just don't sweat it, pop pump out, put new pump in. Number 2. one's a pain in the butt. Look at that smaller ratchet. Oh man, dropped it. Oh, went to the belly. Way down in there. Son of a biscuit. Oh, dang it. Awesome. Man, I'm dropping everything. A few minutes there. Last bolt. Okay, so now so this is my go-to here. I cut down a hammer bit so as compact as I can get it. Get this out of the way. But I gotta be careful so I don't shove that all the way through there. Okay. Now, get that pump out. Take that off. Okay, so here's the pump. So there's the 3 bolts coming from the back. You gotta have an extension though to get past this, that way you can swing your ratchet. But that's it. There's the fuel temp sensor. Now the gear will drop a little bit in there, but when you put the new pump in, you have to pick up on the gear and kind of get it back in time. So. Alright, so here's the pump. The timing mark is just north of this bolt hole. So that's what I'll put the other pump here, if it ain't already. Oh, perfect, it already is. So, perfect. So that'll just pop right in. We'll lube up this O-ring. And, well, first I'll clean off the back of the pump face back there, and then clean off this where the channel that the snout sticks in, and then we'll slide a new pump in. Careful, don't knock any paint chips down in the engine there. There's a bunch of them, because they paint these engines with the pump on there. Okay. We're ready to set the new pump in. This will go back out to apart here. Pump alignment here. Perfection. Damn. That pump has a razor edge on the back of it. You always try to keep the fuel line covers on the new pump. The old pump, it don't matter because it's getting rebuilt anyway. I'm just getting them all finger tight right now. Okay, there's that one. Here's the big ratchet. Now these pump bolts usually are like 22 foot-pounds, 20 foot-pounds, somewhere in there. I just get them tight. We haven't had any issues. This one's going to be a pain. Ah, dang it. So now, put the washer back on the face of the pump. Actually, we need to verify it did not move. Perfect. I've not had one yet go out of alignment because the gear kind of just rolls down the cam gear there, so haven't had one come undone yet. Not saying it ain't possible, but just now I torque this pump gear to 60 foot-pounds. That's what it is on the 6.7 Power Strokes. That's what we do on these. So now that we're going to be torquing this, we'll have to spin this the other way. Go to your home. Okay. Now I'm going to hook up the fuel temp wire. Flash usually go. Do the high pressure fuel line. Now on the high pressure fuel line, you snug it and then quarter turn more and it's good. Do not over tighten it because it will break the line. Okay. Put this return line on. Perfect. Yep. And then we'll do this fuel supply line here. I'm going to walk you guys through it all here real quick. So, let's see if I can spot to put this magnet. But here we have the fuel supply line, and then the fuel rail return line, and then the high pressure line right there, and it snakes up there to the rail. It goes right back there to the rail. Now we plug this back in, put this bolt back in, and then we'll clean the timing cover off here and glue on the timing cover. Forgot that was there. Okay. Oh man, I have to clamp. I feel like you guys are getting a good view of the back of my head. Okay, let me go grab a razor blade scraper. So, real simple. Just, you know, slice it off. Okay. I always like to peel off the bolt hole where the excess silicone goes into the bolt hole. And timing cover before it falls into the engine. Okay, now we're ready for some silicone. Now all I do here is I use Ford RTV, Ford Motorcraft RTV, but just a nice little tube layer around it all. And it works better if you get a bolt in there first to hold it. Good thing my elbow bends backwards. That's what makes me the professional I am. Okay. They're 12s. Yeah, they're 12s. These have no specific torque. I just get them tight. Kind of get them go around a little bit at a time, get them all snug, and then put the power on them. Okay. Now I'll do the band cover. And a lot of times I'll take a white marker and I'll write down the hours. I'll put pump replaced and then the hours. That way in the future because these machines change hands so much now. The next guy will appreciate that. And typically we would put brand new fuel filters on this one, but someone just put fuel filters on it. The other shop that they ended up bringing it to us, but they were trying to figure out the problem, so they put new fuel filters on it already, so we're not going to mess with that. So we're just going to simply turn the key on, let the little electric pump run for 10 minutes or so, shut it off, sit for a minute, let the air separate, turn key back on, let it run for a couple minutes, and then fire it up. And you can use a Texa diagnostic tool to reset the fuel tables on the high side, which I would suggest doing. And you should be good. It'll clear all the codes out and you'll be ready to rock and roll. Or you can just hop in it and go, I mean. But typically these, when they start starving for fuel on the top end, they'll throw a rail pressure code that you can't just clear. You have to have a special tool to clear it. And Texa is one of the ones that can do that function. It's something like fuel rail cleaning or service. $13, no, $15, $14. Alright. Oh, of course. Alright, now we're good to go though. Everything's back to good. Good hour-long video there. So if you have never done this before, expect about a 2-hour time frame to do it. So, and I think the 165s, if I remember right, the radiator swings out of the way, so it gives you a little bit more room. I think it actually, the gate opens the other way. The radiator swings out this way, so I can't remember. We work on so many dang machines. But anyway, hope all goes